teammates.
We back, and today we are at the park out here in Merida, Mexico. It's another beautiful day, guys.
Yep, today we are gonna be telling you guys a few things that we saw that was different when we had our baby here in Merida, Mexico in 2024 versus here in 2026. And there were two separate hospitals, so we're gonna be giving y'all the things that we noticed that was different. So
two separate hospitals, two separate experiences, and we're here to break it all down for you. We've been living in Merida on and off for the past 5 years.
if you enjoy our live abroad and travel content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.
And make sure y'all hit that bell so y'all don't miss any upcoming videos. So
let's get into it.
Okay guys, as y'all can see, things have changed a lot with TeammateTV over the years. We got two babies. I have not met Samir yet because he has not been ready to be introduced to the world, but y'all know baby Sky. So today we're going to tell y'all a little bit about our experiences while giving birth to them abroad while living in Mexico.
Yes. Are you going to let us do the video today?
He's sleeping. He's sleeping, baby. He's sleeping.
If you're new here, you got a few videos to catch up on. I need you to go back to when we had our first birth to Skylar here in Merida, Mexico. I gave birth at Sim Hospital, and it's closer to the downtown central area. And then this time, little baby here at
Hospital El Faro.
El Faro.
In the Norte area, right? Not too far from La Isla Mall in the city center area. So one of the main differences we noticed off the bat when it comes to El Faro versus Sim Hospital was the price difference. It was a significant difference between the 16,000 pesos we paid in 2024 and the 28,000 pesos we paid in 2026. El Faro Hospital was 28,000 pesos for the natural birth, and Sim Hospital was 16,000 pesos for the natural birth. The cesarean birth was a little bit more expensive, but that wasn't our experience, so I'm not going to give you any information on that. For the 16,000 pesos at Sim, that was pretty much basic. You pretty much just get a room and the people that come and help you. You needed to bring your own linen, you needed to bring your own towels, you needed to bring your own slippers, you needed to bring your own drinks, you needed to bring your own pills. Anything you needed, you pretty much needed to bring it. Because if you did not bring it, they're going to charge you additional to that 16,000 pesos. Anything that you did not bring, they're going to charge you extra that you're going to see on that bill when you're ready to check out that next day. Now, when it came to El Faro, for that 28,000 package, which seems a little bit excessive, I mean, they gave you everything. You pretty much weren't even allowed to bring anything into the hospital. You couldn't bring any linen, couldn't bring any scrubs or any
pillows,
of that stuff. No pillows,
gowns.
All of that stuff was covered. All the food was covered for my wife, of course, which was the same case as Sim, but I think they had different varieties of food here. What else? Oh, they gave the baby free Mustela products. They gave the baby free diapers, free wipes. All of this stuff was included, like the changing pads that she needed throughout the process. Those were included. The first experience that we went to, we needed to bring all of those changing pads, diapers, all of those things needed to be brought by us. So just paying that additional money just made it a lot easier, having to not have to worry about bringing all those things outside of your, emergency bag for having your baby.
At Sim, you better bring everything. At El Faro, you can't bring anything because they provide it. So that money that, is a little bit extra, I could see where it goes. I wasn't mad at it.
And the room accommodations was a lot better as well. Like, we had a nice size TV, Netflix, cable access. The space that I had to sleep on, I had a very large, comfortable couch, and then it was also a love seat.
At El Faro, right?
Yeah, at El Faro. I'm saying for the difference, like what you got additional to that money, the room was completely, it was different tiers above. I was sleeping in like a recliner at Sim for the small money. It was just like, you here for a little small time, you don't need to be comfortable. I feel like El Faro was like, okay, we're gonna charge you a premium, but your comfort is our priority as well.
Yeah, my bed at El Faro was very comfortable. Even the bed, any bed that I laid in, I had like 2 rooms that day, and both beds were very comfortable. Versus Sim, it was just a bed, just a bed and a couch. It's not really nothing spectacular. So
And I mean, like I said, both of them, we had a great experience because we had our children out healthy, happily, successfully. It's just talking about the experience in terms of how the hospital was treating you, the things they provided, and then the room accommodations they gave you.
So I have to say this. Another difference that I noticed, and I've mentioned this in another video before, at SIM back in 2024, the nurse, she kept telling me that I couldn't have the AC on because I guess she thought the baby would get sick or whatever. But mind y'all, I had the baby in July, so it was hot as hell outside in Merida, and it was hot as hell inside the hospital with no AC. So I kept trying to turn the AC on. She would come in and turn it off, and then when she'll leave, I turn it back on, and she'll come back and turn it off. I'm like, look, I'm not about to be like, we was both hot. I was hot, the baby was hot. It was just hot, and I didn't understand why she wouldn't let me turn the AC on. But here at El Faro, we didn't have no AC issues. It was already at a pleasant, like, comfortable temperature. I don't know if I could. Did we have a thermostat in there?
Yeah, we had a thermostat. We just didn't really need to touch it because the AC was on. Like, it was optimal. Like, it was a comfortable temperature inside the room. We wasn't in there scorching, having to worry about the temperature. We had other stuff to focus on.
Yeah, so that was cool. I was glad that we would, you know, I wasn't hot because I was like, yeah, if I got to go to SIM and be hot, I'm not going there no more. So that was a major difference. So I will say that at El Faro, there were a lot of English speakers. So if that's very important to you, to have like nurses and people that work in the hospital that speak English, El Faro would probably be your best bet because at SIM, there were not a lot of English speakers. Now, our doula was both English. She speaks English and she speaks Spanish. Shout out to Shaquan. And so we didn't have to worry about that. Like, we knew that if we wasn't going to be able to understand a staff member, then our doula would, you know, take care of us and make sure we understood everything. So we didn't have to really worry about that. But if you don't have somebody that's bilingual or you can't speak both languages, then El Faro would probably be your best hospital because there were a lot more Spanish and English speaking staff members versus SIM, who really didn't have anybody that spoke English.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also think the people at Faro were a little bit more friendly. They were a little more friendlier, but they also were a lot more strict. Like whatever the policy and process was, they was like on it. Like, you had to do this, you had to do that. Like, when it came to leaving out the hospital, they wouldn't even let me bring the baby's car seat in without us getting our exit ticket first, which had to be processed by some department and sent to another department. You know, it was just like actually processes and procedures in place that we had to follow before getting permission to leave the hospital, essentially. At SIM, it was more so like, good morning, here go your paperwork, y'all free to go. You know, you don't owe nothing, go ahead, y'all good. we was pretty much just waiting on our doctor to come and, you know, check her out. But outside of the doctor, they wasn't checking the baby, making sure they wasn't doing this extensive check on the baby to make sure he was good on day 2 and all of these things. So that was another key difference, like, that I feel like we got from paying that additional money.
So that's going to be our video for today, y'all. We just wanted to give you an idea of the 2 births that we had here in Merida, Mexico, and give you a few differences and similarities between the 2. Once again, we had our first birth here in 2024, and it was at SIM, which is closer to the central area of the city. And then here in 2026, we had our second birth in El Faro that was closer or in the north area outside of the periferical. So if you're looking to have a baby here or you are interested, those are the 2 hospitals that we personally used, and we gave y'all a few differences between the 2.
Yeah, guys, so we're wrapping up this birth abroad, birth in Mexico series. We have another video we're going to drop where we're telling you about registering your baby in Mexico when you're an American, and how that process looks and what that process entails. We're still currently going through that process with our newest addition to the family. So once we resolve all of that, we'll come back to you guys and give you the latest and updated 2026 process to get your baby registered in Mexico compared to what we were doing when we had to register little Sky here.
Because that's different as well. Like, you know, when you are watching these videos, make sure it's accurate and it's updated, because when we registered Sky back in 2024, now we tried to register our new baby, and the process is totally different. So
the documentation required is different. So that being said, don't go watching Mexico videos from 6 years ago thinking that same stuff will apply today. You know, ask questions, see if it's a more updated video, because things change a lot around here. Things change frequently. So don't think somebody's just giving you bad information. It's just outdated information. So.
And before we close this video, I do want to say, because we gave y'all the 2 hospitals that we use, if you're interested in having your baby here or whatever, and you just don't know where to, like, how to go about it, literally find them on Google or Facebook or something like that, send them a message, and you can find a WhatsApp number and just literally get information. Say, hi, I'm interested in having my baby, can I get some information? They're gonna send you over the pamphlet.
But the thing about it is, these are private hospitals, so you're expected to have your own doctors and all of these, your birth team, when you do come to these places. I'm not saying that they don't have them, but that's what our experience was. We already had our birth team in place when we went to these places, so we paid our birth team separately from the hospital and the hospital's fees. So that's another important part to think about.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we hope that you learned something and that the information is helpful to you. And if not, if you know somebody else that it may be helpful for, go ahead and share this video with them so that they can, you know, get the info too.
And let us know in the comments anything that you guys have questions about, if you want more insight or want more, you know, of our expertise in specific areas that we've tried and tested since we've been here.
Yes, so as always, thanks for watching our content, and if you enjoy it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.
And make sure y'all hit that bell so y'all don't miss any upcoming videos.
And until next time, peace.